In February of 2002, there was a lady who wants to remain anonymous, was in Weyauwega, Wisconsin, and she was out and she took some photos. She took a photo of what was considered to be, I thought, was a hoax. This is going to be the photo of the UFO that she took that she was out. She thought it was a balloon, but as I did a little bit more research, I found out that there were more photos taken. So in this video, we're going to look at these photos that she took of this and try to determine if this is real or not. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So as always, I try to start these videos with some older photos. So I'll get into this whole case at some point in time because these are interesting photos. But today we're going to be going back to 2002 and in Wisconsin. So there's some interesting information about this and I wanted to present this to you guys. So how the story goes is there's an anonymous woman. She doesn't even want to be known. I can't find her information, but she was walking in the woods, and as she was walking in the woods, she saw a craft. We're gonna call it a UFO, but she thought it was maybe a balloon or something at first. And she got her camera out, and it wasn't a good camera either, but she was able to take this photo that you see here. Now, I did present this in yesterday's video. I said it was 50-50. It could be real, it could be a hoax. But as I looked more into it, I found that there were other images too to this particular incident. Now, if you look at this a little bit closer and stuff, you see your typical saucer-shaped UFO, and you see it from the bottom. Now, it's very rare that we see UFOs down this low and we actually see lights to it, which that could mean this could be an ARV, which is an alien reproduction vehicle, flux line, or something that we created here on Earth. And I thought this may have been some of the stuff that people may have seen for triangular shaped UFOs too. But looking at this close, you do see what appears to be 3 lights, and then a 4th light being a red light. I don't know if that hovers around the craft or not. But I thought this was pretty interesting because it is behind the branches and stuff, and we don't have the original negatives or anything to this photo. But in that, there were other photos taken too. So here's going to be 3 other photos. And with these 3 other photos does make my eyebrows rise a little bit. So I wanted to present this to you guys. So this one right here looks more authentic compared to the other ones. It does look closer to the craft that she first took in her original photo because of the background and being more in the evening time and stuff. And like I said, the sky is a little bit darker in these 2 photos, especially to the original one that's floating around a lot compared to some of the other ones. Now you look at these other photos, and this is where I just kind of call suspect on. This looks like a photoshopped image that's put up in there. I mean, look at the lights underneath and everything. Now, we don't know how these craft operate, but if you compare it to the original image, you can see a difference in the background. Now, that's why I just kind of call suspect. I think somebody might have went out, took pictures of the area she was in, and maybe fabricated this based off of this right here, this image here. And when you look in a little bit closer, there's a lot of lights underneath there. I mean, compared to the original image, that's about maybe 15 lights or so that's underneath it. Someone may actually pause it and count it. So if you pause it and count it, let me know how many lights you see up under there, and let us all know, because I know a lot of us are just kind of looking at it and guessing. But there's going to be the blue lights, and there's 2 red lights, and there's like a yellowish white light. And it just, comparing it just to the original image, it's too many lights. That's why I just say maybe the first and the second image was pretty good or pretty authentic. But when we get into this one, I just don't know because of the shape of it and just all these lights here. Now, I could be completely wrong, and I hope I am, but these lights look a lot smaller than the original photo. And then you look at this other photo. Now, this matches a little bit more to the evening background sky compared to the original one, and the lights are not as big either. So you guys see that as there. I mean, it's just kind of hard to tell because I just think that these last 2 photos I've showed to you guys, excuse me, someone has actually went in and they went to the area and they took several photos that was in the same area, maybe around the same time, and this is what they come up with. Now, this kind of matches more closer to this photo that they have here, because it does have a lot of lights on it, but these lights are smaller than this photo I'm showing there in the left-hand corner. And I don't know, I'm just drawing conclusions on this. Like I said, these lights could be circulating around the craft could be circulating around. It could be a million and one things, because we really don't know how these things work. This could be an ARV that we created, and we're just replicating something that we've seen, you know, an extraterrestrial, interdimensional being, whatever we're going to try to call them now, or non-human intelligence. We're just kind of replicating something that they're doing, and this is what we came up with. I believe this photo more than I did the third one, because the third one looks just kind of flat and stuff, but it's just the background lighting for it does look a little bit different. It looks a little bit darker than some of the original photos, or at least the two original photos that are kind of floating around. And so this photo, I'm just thinking how this happened. This lady was walking, she saw this. This is going to probably be the first photo that she took, because there's no chronological order in what they're saying is, but this is probably the first photo she took. The craft flew over her, she took another photo, and I believe these two photos are the authentic photos from her. These other two, maybe they were fabricated, you know, because this photo looks like the craft flew back over another area, or maybe it flew before the second, or maybe it was the first. This is the second photo, the other one's the third one. And then this final photo here, I just can't believe. But I want to ask you guys, put it down in the comments. I believe more of the first two than I do the last two on that. So anyway, put your comments down below about that. And I'm going to be presenting you guys with some other stuff with the Belgium UFO wave, with the triangle shaped UFOs. I have this photo here and a couple of things I'm going to be analyzing and showing this to you guys. And then I'm going to also go back and revisit the Turkish video. There's some footage out there that I want to look at, kind of do some playing around with the lighting and stuff, and try to determine kind of some of the stuff that's going on, and then look at these creatures and stuff they're saying inside there. So you guys stay tuned for those. I'll try to get them up this weekend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. As always, I appreciate you guys watching.